Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Hi, my name is Shani, I'm 25 and I live and work in London as a consultant. As you probably have seen from the title, today we're talking about why I quit my new project. So before we start the video, I feel like, oh my gosh, you probably can see about my shoulders are literally burned. So me and my friends went to Seven Sisters yesterday, and if you don't follow me on TikTok, please do, because currently I'm obsessed with creating these little like mini vlogs slash mini films. I'm literally obsessed. Like as soon as I have something exciting going on in my day, whether that's hanging out with my friends or like doing something cool like going to Seven Sisters, I always like take just snippets of the highlights of the day and I compile them into a mini vlog and I put them on my TikTok. So this is like a little snippet of what sort of like I'm creating, and I love this. So let's jump into the video because I think that I'm still walking through, but I think I'm ready to talk about because I'm on the other side. Let's get into it. So if you have seen my previous video, you would have seen that I moved willingly from project management to corporate finance. As I mentioned in my last video, corporate finance was something that I've always wanted to delve into and to learn more about, and I ended up in the technical due diligence department, which is something that I wanted to do. I wanted to do due diligence and see what the process of work there and how the whole thing works, because if you remember from my testimony, one of the first videos that I uploaded was God gave me my dream job. I link it here in the card. I was telling you how I really wanted to go into M&A or due diligence and build a career within this sector. The opportunity was there within my organization, and I just wanted to preface this by saying that I was so happy in project management. And as I was like, if you watch my previous videos, like you see how I genuinely love my job and it's something that I thrive within. Like I love project management, but I wanted to explore something different. I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to move outside of my comfort zone, and this is why I decided to go into corporate finance. And I've always wanted to explore. I've always wanted to see what it's all about, knowing that I would go full-time if it was project management role for my whole graduate job application journey start. I was like, you know, the opportunity is there. I really want to do it. I did it. I got the opportunity. I got an option to just join the team for a few months as part of my graduate scheme. And this is how my last video developed as well. I'm going into detail about how I secured the role, what steps I had to go into, and things like that. So fast forward a few weeks. So I spent almost like a month in the team. It was the best decision for me to quit and to move projects because I don't even know where to start. The work, I think the biggest challenge for me was the work. There is a lot of like working by yourself. I did not enjoy this part because within project management, we used to collaborate all the time. I used to be in calls with so many people constantly on the phone, solving problems, dealing with different challenges, dealing with different demands, managing expectations, talking to stakeholders. It was such a dynamic role, and I moved from these dynamics to something that's still dynamic, but you do the work all by yourself. So you can literally spend hours reading through reports, annual reports, different research papers, just to understand what the issue is and how this can help you write the technical due diligence report. I feel like the shift was so big, and the first couple of weeks I was like, you know, I think it's normal that I feel a little bit like that, and because I just moved from from one different job to a completely different area of the company, and it's normal to have a few weeks of adjustment and to sort of like find your feet within the new team and within the work that you're doing as well. So I gave it like the benefit of the doubt, and I kept on working and doing my best. But mind you, like at like second or third week, I was struggling so bad, and it wasn't even like, I can't explain what it was, but I just felt like it's so forced. I struggled so much. I'm not even going to lie. Like it was tough. Like I did the work, but it wasn't something that came naturally. And I think this is when you know that something is off, and maybe so this was like second to third week, and then the fourth week I was like, it started messing up with my mental health. It started messing up with my motivation, my determination. I remember joining the team being so excited and so buzzing, filled with energy to just dig in the work and just contribute as much as I possibly can. But after like second, third week, I was it reached a point where I didn't want to open my laptop. And mind you, that was like back a few months. I was excited for a Monday. I was excited to go to work. I was excited to start the week. And now I was like, I don't even want to open my laptop. It had reached that point. And I think this is when you know that something has to change, because if I had stayed for a bit longer, I don't know what would have happened. I genuinely don't know. I would have definitely had to find a way to get off of the project ASAP, or I would have probably stayed, but I would have been miserable. And I think if you're miserable in a job, it's when it's time to start thinking about changing it. When I started feeling that way, when I started feeling like something was off, that I can't do it anymore, I raised it with my managers and we had a conversation and started the process with finding a new placement and things like that. But it was very tough. I'm not gonna lie. It was very challenging a few weeks. And I feel like it was just a few weeks, but I felt like it was months. It felt so long. You know, when you don't particularly enjoy something, the time has the option to stretch even further. And I feel like this is what I felt during this season. Like, this is absolutely nothing to do with my team. My team was super supportive and they were so kind to even give me the opportunity to experience their work. There was nothing, honestly, they were the kindest people. It was just the work and how my skill set was not aligned to the work that was required of me. I think there are a few things that I learned throughout this process, and I want to share those with you. So the first thing that I learned is that you will not always love your job, and that's okay. But when it reaches a point where it gets toxic, it's time to let it go. And I think you need to know that for yourself, and you need to have this self-awareness. And remember that you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Even if I'm someone that I hate giving up, I hate leaving things undone. In this situation, I had to let go because it wasn't helping me and my health. It wasn't helping the client. It wasn't helping my team. It wasn't helping anyone. It was the right call for me to just let it go, and that's okay. And that doesn't mean that you're weak or that you're giving up very easily or that you suck at your job or anything like that. It just means that it wasn't a good fit, and that's okay. And something else that I learned is that not everyone is meant to do everything, and you can't be good at everything, and that's okay, because the Lord has given every single person strength to do what He has prepared them to do and what He has called them to do. And He hasn't called me to do corporate finance, and that's okay. Honestly, I cherish and value so much the skills that He has given me. He has input into me and invested in me, and the fact that He has highlighted to me where I can use these skills and in what career path I can use this. It's not a loss, but it has definitely, this whole experience, increased my self-awareness of what I'm good at, what I thrive under, and that again, it goes back to where the Lord has placed you. Like, cherish that, value this time, value this season that He has put you in, because it's such a precious season. And don't look to the next thing. Don't look to what's next, what I'll do in 5 months, in 10 months, in 1 year. Think about where you are now and how much you can learn and grow, what He has given you today, and go with the strength that He gives you for that day. Like, don't stress too much, don't overplan. And I feel like this is something that I need to tell myself as well. It's something that I'm learning this year, and I say that in every single one of my videos, that here is holy. Honestly, it sounds so cheesy, but it's so true, because He's here, because He is in this season with you. So during this difficult few weeks, I felt so alone. I felt like nobody else is going through what I'm going through. I felt like nobody could understand. But then I had to stop and remember that He is with me in the storm, because that was definitely a storm. But I had to stop and just remember that He's with me in this, and that He has allowed this to happen for a reason, and He's teaching me something in this season, but He is walking this with me, and I'm not alone. And at that time, I couldn't hear Him. I couldn't, I didn't even have peace. It was so rough. It was so rough. And then at one point, I remember just chatting with my spiritual mentor, and she gave me such a piece of advice. And she said, no matter what you're going through, if you like your job, if you hate your job, if you have a lot to do, if you don't have a lot, whatever it is, surrender it all to Him, because obviously He's with you there and He knows what you're going. Just surrender it and allow the peace that He has to fall onto you. And this is exactly what I did. And I was like, Lord, you're with me in this. Like, I shouldn't worry. Like, you allow this to happen for a reason, and you're teaching me something. And from that moment on, I just felt like I reached a new level of being dependent on him, and I just found so much peace in, even when I didn't have that much to do, even when I had so much to do, even when I felt insecure. I was like, Lord, I trust you, and I just had to let go and allow the peace that he has fall onto, and this just gave me so much freedom and so much joy. At that point, I knew that I'm moving from the project, and I just felt like I need to do what I have started in the best way possible, because I was given a few things to complete. I was like, Lord, give me the wisdom. And I just reached this new level of dependability and this deeper level of faith that I've never experienced before. And I was literally praying this morning. I was like, Lord, like, if I knew that you blessed me so much with so much more faith, and you bring so much faith into my life and my spirit, like, I would have stayed in that season for even longer. But we thank God that he brought us out. But just increased my faith so much and my dependability on him. And I feel like I grew even more deeper in my relationship with Jesus. So there is always fruit. Every single storm has a fruit. And also, God will never give you something that you can't deal with. Like, he will be with you in the storm, and he'll also provide an exit out. Like, he always prepares the exit out. Like, he has that plan all along, and he'll never send you unequipped. He'll never send you alone. And he always prepared the exit. So I think we just need to stand on the promises that he has given us and trust him that he's with us in these storms and in these tribulations. And for me, it was this job situation, but for you, it could be something else. It could be a relationship, it could be a failed business, it could be a disappointment in your family, it could be anything. But remember that through these storms, he is with you. Also, one other thing that he taught me is that my word is not found in my job. I always knew that, but I feel like when I experienced this, like, it brought a whole new meaning around this whole idea and concept. I always thought that, you know, like, because I love being busy, I love doing things around and like constantly be busy with stuff. So when I moved these projects, I moved from being super busy to being a bit more chilled and not having that much to do, or having one task that's super involved and super by myself. I felt like the Lord just started teaching me that doesn't matter what I'm working on, what my output is and what I'm delivering, because in his eyes, I am who he has created me to be, and my worth is not found in my job, it's not found in my relationships, it's not found in anything but in him. And this brought just a whole new meaning, because I always knew it, but I didn't live it. I feel like it just brought a whole new level of understanding about where your worth is. I just want to finish by saying that, again, going back to my test, I'm sharing there that I wanted to go into corporate finance and I wanted to build a career. How little did I know about who I am and my skills and what I'm actually good at? Whoa, he knew back then that I would not be good at that, and that's why I never opened corporate finance door. He never did it, and I'm so glad. And it's so important to remember that we think we want things that would be good for us, but in reality they are not, and the Lord knows, and he won't allow his children to get hurt. So every time you get a closed door, remember that it's for your benefit, it's for your better, because we think we know ourselves, but he knows us so much better, because he knows what he placed on the inside of us. He knows our hearts, he knows our skills, he knows what we're good at, and he'll bring us our portion at the right time. And for you, it might be a job, it might be a relationship, it might be whatever it is. Like, wait on him and trust him. And sometimes we'll pray for something and the Lord will give us something else, but maybe this is exactly what you needed. I just wanted to share this testimony with you. In terms of what's next for me, I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. So I'm currently looking for new projects. I think my summer is going to be very exciting because I'll be doing a lot of like mini projects around the business within project management. But yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen in the next couple of months. I'm so excited because I don't know what's next, but I trust the Lord and I know that he has the best for me. There is so much peace in that and so much joy in my heart knowing that. I really hope that this encourages you. I just want to let you know that if you're going through something similar, you are not alone, and he's always with you, and there are people who are walking the same thing as well. You are not alone. So if you ever need someone to talk to or anything like that, just drop me a line down in the comments or DM me on Instagram or whatever it is. And something that I wanted to encourage you with before we go, it's actually part of my devotional this morning. morning. And I was like, Lord, like, you're so funny for literally confirming how I have been feeling in the past couple of weeks. So he said, so I'm using, oh my gosh, guys, if you don't know this, please like sign up. It's called USB-C Word of the Day. These are like free devotionals and they're sent by your door like on quarterly basis. They're incredible. But yeah, so my devotion of the day was about having intimacy with Jesus. And one of the things that sort of like stood out to me was, it says, if you want intimacy with Christ, you must be willing to suffer with. So for Paul, that looked like being beaten, betrayed, and beheaded, but it brought a level of intimacy with Jesus that can't be experienced any other way. Wow. And for me, the battle was suffering at my job, but it brought such a deeper intimacy with Jesus and such a deeper dependence on him and a love for him. I just felt like I just reached a new level. It's just, I can't even like describe it. It's beautiful. I feel like now when we read in the Bible about Paul in Philippians 3:10, it literally is that. Suffering with Jesus, but having deeper intimacy with him. God is so good, guys, and I just want to encourage you to lean onto him and to love him and to trust him and to seek him. And yeah, I hope that this has encouraged you. I'll see you to my next one.